Hey there everyone and welcome to the Jet Set. Today we're taking a look back at aviation past with a trip to the National Airline History Museum in Kansas City.
Then we're off to Madison, Wisconsin to the Heavy Bombers Air Show where I get to take a ride in a World War II bomber.
Then I sit down with National Geographic Traveler's Editor-in-Chief for an interview you won't want to miss. Another episode of the Jet Set is about to take off.
Meeting a new friend always makes my trip complete.
Keeping up with the news about a destination helps me make the most of my trip.
Experiencing different cultures, exploring new places, and connecting with diverse people make me a better person.
All right, everyone, let's get started. Here's this. We could be saying goodbye to the iconic 747 jumbo jet. Boeing says it's seen lower than expected demand and has already slowed production to 30% compared to this time last year. Demand for large four-engine airliners has waned with increased fuel prices and the introduction of more efficient twin-engine planes. First flown commercially in 1970, the 747 held the passenger capacity record for 37 years, earning her the nickname Queen of the Skies. Are travel agents a thing of the past? Well, according to the annual Portrait of American Travelers survey, that's not the case. While the number of travel agents has dropped by nearly half since 2000, it seems that millennials are now turning towards agents to help them book travel. Of those surveyed, 28% said that they had used a travel agent in the past 12 months, higher than any other age segment, and 30% said that they had planned to use an agent in the next 2 years. Now, why is this hyper-digital generation turning toward old-fashioned brick-and-mortar travel agencies? Well, they simply offer what online algorithms can't, a human ability to learn your needs and help you narrow your choices down and maximize your travel dollar. Ethiopian Airlines announces plans for expansion. New routes will include New York, LA, Tokyo, Dublin, and more. This announcement comes as they become the first African carrier to take delivery of Airbus's newest airliner, the A350. Ethiopia has seen huge growth in tourism recently and is expecting to host over 1 million visitors this year, doubling that number from 3 years ago. And lastly, this week, Virgin Galactic is one step closer to realizing their dream of commercial space travel. They received an operating license from the Federal Aviation Administration's Office of Commercial Space Travel. Who knew that existed? For their first of their kind suborbital space plane named Spaceship Two. Virgin Galactic's Senior Vice President of Operations, Mike Moses, said, quote, "The granting of our operator license is an important milestone for Virgin Galactic. While we still have much work ahead to fully test the spaceship in flight, I'm confident that our world-class team is up to the challenge." This comes after a 2014 crash of the first spaceship, which broke apart during a test flight, killing one of the pilots. The cause was determined to be pilot error, and steps have been made to improve the safety of the spaceplane since then. But it begs the question, is it worth the risk to have leisure travel into space? We wanted to find out what you thought, and here's what you had to say.
Would you, given the risks of space travel, go into space just for fun?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to space since I was a kid.
Yeah, of course, why not?
Crash happens with NASA also, right?
It's true.
So
That's not gonna deter you?
Yeah, no,
Good,
absolutely not. Yeah.
So no YOLO from you. You're just gonna keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You know, one of the things that struck me about that story is that there's actually an Office of Commercial Space Travel at the FAA building. So I wonder how many people work in that office, because I bet you it's one person just sitting there doing nothing all day long.
Just
Good
maybe.
for them.
That's a nice cushy government job.
It is.
So, Nikki, what do you think about recreational space travel? Is it something that you would want to do?
In a second. I
Really?
would probably be the first one to sign up. When I was little, I wanted to be in the space program, but I'm not that
You
great
did?
at math. Yes!
Why?
Because I just think it's absolutely so amazing that you can go up to space and be able to see the sunrise, but from Earth. I think that would be great.
Do you have the same aspiration?
I have an idea. Let's set up Nikki's GoFundMe page.
Yes.
Because you got to get your hand on $250,000, baby.
That's how much it is?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's expensive.
Really?
Yes.
But here's a question for you. How fit you think you have to be to become an astronaut, if that's what you become when you go on Virgin Galactic?
Have you ever seen an out-of-shape astronaut?
No, but I mean, I guess they're going to turn away $250,000, just like you said.
No,
if
no, no.
someone's
They
not
will
fit
take
enough.
you. They will take you. And if something happens and you expire during the flight, I'm sure they have a bag they zip you up in.
They
and that
zip you up
thing-
and you're out to
Yeah.
space.
Up there?
Probably. They want your money.
And I wonder, do you really think that they get to call themselves astronauts afterwards?
I don't think so.
They'll
I
have
think
another
you could,
name for it.
Yeah, I think maybe space traveler or.
And, yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
And it's also interesting that they built the first ever spaceport in Las Cruces, New Mexico, just for these flights.
Okay, that's a question that I have. If this is so safe, then why do they need to put it out in the desert? Why can't these things be taking off and landing at LaGuardia?
That's a good
Well, I'm
point.
going to go sign up, so I'll let you guys
That's
know.
a good point. We'll be back in 15 seconds with your IFE update.
Same hotel, same price? No. There's a bunch of different prices out there all over the internet. Trivago instantly compares them to find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Welcome to a new segment we're calling InFlight Entertainment Update, where we tell you about all the best movies, games, and books available to help you while away the hours during those long flights. First up is the Jungle Book movie. Fun for both adults and kids, this classic Disney story, based on Rudyard Kipling's collection of works, is now an all-new live-action film. Mowgli, a man cub who's been raised in the jungle by a family of wolves, embarks on a captivating journey of self-discovery when he's forced to abandon the only home he's ever known. Featuring an all-star voice cast including Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Scarlett Johansson, The Jungle Book is available now to download and take with you on your next flight. Looking for something a little more grown up? Try Maggie's Plan. Her plan to have a baby on her own is derailed when she falls in love with John, a married man, destroying his volatile marriage to the brilliant and impossible Georgette. But one daughter, and 3 years later, Maggie is out of love and in a quandary. What do you do when you suspect your man and his ex-wife are actually perfect for each other? What apps should you have before you board your flight? Try World of Goo, available for iOS and Android. Voted iPad Game of the Year by Touch Arcade, World of Goo is a physics-based puzzle game where millions of goo balls who live in the world of goo don't know that they are in a game or that they are actually extremely delicious. This game is guaranteed to help make the time fly by. Looking for a good read? Try this, Finding the Wow, How Dreams Take Flight at Midlife is the uplifting story of MJ McGrath and her friends, the Chicks in Charge, who fight to redefine their second acts and discover their strengths as they face their individual challenges. Be inspired to move in the direction of your dreams, and whatever your airplane is, fly it.
In a minute, we're sitting down with National Geographic Traveler Editor-in-Chief, George Stone. And I'm taking to the skies in a real World War II bomber, so you don't want to go away because we'll be right back. Stay connected to the Jet Set from wherever you are in the world. Download the Jet Set app today and fly with us via social media. You may even land on the show. Hello everyone and welcome back. The U.S. has such a rich aviation history going all the way back to the birth of manned flight, and we decided to take a trip back into our past and went to the National Airline History Museum in Kansas City, Missouri. From paper stewardess dresses at TWA to old-school airliners, it is amazing, and let's take a look. Hey there, I'm Galen.
I'm Bob.
Hey, great to meet you.
And I'm Bobby.
Bobby?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
We're so excited to be here, the Airline History Museum. You don't know how long I've waited to be here.
Oh, really?
That's all he talks about.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that Kansas City is such a place for airline history. It played such a role. You know, and I see that we've got all these TWA aircraft here. I mean, TWA was based here, right?
For several years, Kansas City was TWA's home.
TWA was one of the most innovative airlines, and the Constellation, one of the most beautiful aircraft.
The interesting part about that airplane is we had traced its history back to February of 1941 when the aircraft was built. It was flown directly from the Douglas factory to this airport.
Wow.
For a brand new airliner for Transcontinental and Western Air, the forerunner of Trans World Airlines.
Wow.
So she is back to her original home.
We actually got to board this meticulously restored aircraft. Oh, wow. I can't believe it. I'm inside one of these. I've always, you know, a lot of people will recognize this from The Aviator,
Yes,
where
yes,
it was
they
about
will.
Howard Hughes, right?
Right. Absolutely.
There was a whole line of Connies.
That is this one replicated by computer graphic imaging.
Wow.
This one.
So this is the only one.
Yeah. Well, you know what? For the time, when did this aircraft enter service?
The Constellations entered service actually as a military transport in 1943 or 44, I forget which. Then they were released to commercial users in 1946, right after the end of the war.
So you worked on this.
Right. Lots to see, including once groundbreaking technology. I'll tell you all something that I happen to know.
Okay.
These uniforms, these paper uniforms, were part of a TWA campaign to add a little international flair to their domestic flights. So the flight attendants would slip these on during the flight. Like this is the French gold uniform, and they would put these on, and it would be like, you know, I'm going to give you a taste of Paris or whatever, you know. So they were really famous, and you know what? You don't find them really anywhere. I mean, there's only a certain amount still in existence because they're paper. And so, you know, I talked to some TWA flight attendants, and they said that when they use these paper uniforms, that they would, you know, have to actually have tape and so forth, and or whatever, to keep it together because of tears and that sort of thing.
Not only tape, but some actually carried a stapler.
Can you imagine?
On top of that, many of the stewardesses considered themselves to be potentially a walking bonfire, as smoking was still permitted on the aircraft.
Oh, that's right. So one ash flying the wrong way can set you on fire.
Conceivably, they were supposed to be flame retardant, but nobody really wanted to test it.
Yeah. Right.
And you guys know how much I love airline memorabilia.
Yes.
But seeing those paper uniforms from TWA was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. Well, next up, we're going to take you to Madison, Wisconsin, to the Heavy Bomber Show, where we get up close and personal with some vintage warplanes. Galen even gets airborne, and we take a spin around the dance floor. We'll be right back.
Aircraft from far and wide gather at Madison's Heavy Bomber Show every summer, and I couldn't wait to see them all, especially the vintage warplanes.
This airplane that you're standing in front of served with the U.S. Air Force, was assigned to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio for the first part of its career, and then was transferred to NASA at Johnson Space Flight Center in Houston. So it flew a lot of the original Mercury 7 and Gemini astronauts shuttling between Houston and Cape Canaveral.
It's so amazing because I didn't know what to expect. Of course, I've flown a lot, but I was flying in an airplane that was built in the 1930s. Probably the scariest part during the flight was there's a little window area that they had open completely. So we were going at about 200 and something miles per hour, and to be over and get right next to that window and look down, and you've got the air rushing by, it was amazing.
Did you, by any chance, do the bad thing of pulling it?
Yes, I had to hear it. I had to hear
I did too.
Actually, my ears are a little bit I thought it wasn't bothering my ears. I'm like going, oh,
and
yeah, it's
think
loud.
about when they were in the World War II, they just had the ones that were kind of on their ears.
Right.
Oh my gosh, how was it?
It was great. So sorry you missed it.
Oh, I saw you waving down to me from up above.
Well, I felt bad, you know, that I had to leave you behind. But, you know, there's only so many seats on the plane. They're really hard to come by, so. But I absorbed enough of it to share my experience.
And you know what I noticed? There's no window in the back.
Oh, there's a window. Oh, they took that out. It's an escape hatch, but they took it out and a breeze comes in. So I was able to like just peer out and look down at everything and get a nice breeze coming in, and you know, it was fabulous.
Well, while you've been up there, they set up this dance in the hangar.
Let's go. Let's check it out.
I'm Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. I'm Kaylee.
Kaylee.
I'm Ed.
Hi, Ed. Very nice to meet you. Oh, you guys are impeccably dressed.
Oh, thanks.
We're ready for tonight.
I hear there's a competition.
Yeah, there's a vintage dress competition and, of course, a dance competition. We just are here for fun.
Well, based on what I've seen, I think you've won.
Well, thank you. We're just here for the exercise. I gotta say, we're left over from the disco days.
That's great. So is there a connection that you have to swing dancing in planes, or is it just you want to...
We both fly for hobby.
We're
You do?
pilots.
We're blessed.
You're both pilots?
Yes.
Wow.
This is a great venue, too. It's in a hangar dance, in a hangar, in an airport. How much better can you
Look at all
get?
these vintage airplanes.
I couldn't have said it better.
We have to take a quick break, but when we return, I sit down with National Geographic Traveler Editor-in-Chief George Stone. You won't want to miss it.
Attention homeowners. Quicken Loans has some very important information regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and we're happy to report that nearly 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this fantastic money-saving program. but there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. Why Quicken Loans? The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. We'll work with you to understand your specific circumstances and strive to find the financial solution that's best for you. Then we'll guide you through each step of the mortgage refinance process to make sure that it's both simple and easy. And for 6 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation in mortgage servicing. If you're not familiar with HARP, it's a U.S. government program designed specifically for homeowners who have little or no equity. A great feature of the HARP program is that most HARP refinance loans do not require an appraisal, and there are fewer income verification requirements. That makes it simpler, easier, and even faster. And even if you've been denied for a HARP loan in the past, new guidelines mean that you now may be eligible. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. And we'll do all we can to help you save money on your mortgage. It's simple and easy. So find out if you're eligible to take advantage of today's incredibly low interest rates and start saving money every month on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans today or go to quickenloans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
Welcome back to the Jet Set. We are lucky enough to be sitting down with the editor-in-chief of National Geographic Traveler magazine, George Stone. George, thank you so much for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so being part of National Geographic, you must be really knowledgeable about all kinds of places to go. So what are some of the places that have been your favorite on all of your trips?
I wish I was as knowledgeable as I am excited about going places. I just got back from my honeymoon 3 weeks ago. Thank you. And we went to Spain. And we went to Barcelona. We went to the Basque Country. And the Basque Country is Western Pyrenees. It's in southern France, but it's also in northwest Spain.
Okay.
And rocky, craggy, beautiful coastal in the Bay of Biscay. And it's known for a number of different things. San Sebastian is a World Heritage City. That's also one of the European Capitals of Culture this year.
Oh, fantastic. How was it?
Really crowded.
Really?
So this is the thing, is like you pick places because they're exciting in a given year, but then you see that other people have picked them for the very same reason.
Yes.
So we hightailed it to Bilbao, where we went to the Guggenheim Bilbao, which is this amazing Frank Gehry designed museum. It had some fascinating exhibitions, and it's also famous for sort of initiating a cultural sort of revival of this city that was considered the Pittsburgh of Spain, and now is a beautiful, walkable, friendly, clean, amazing city, and truly Spanish.
You must have had some amazing food when you were over there.
Oh, it was like, yeah, it was like ham, cava, ham cava,
wine, more cheese,
wine, then,
tortilla.
Yeah, 24 hours.
What is on your bucket list of places to go?
Well, I have always wanted to go to Bhutan, and so it's a Himalayan mountain kingdom, and it's known for being one of the happiest places on earth. So they have a happiness index which prioritizes contentment kind of as one of the key factors for economic and cultural development, and you can experience that happiness there, but I haven't yet, and so I want to go on a Nat Geo expeditions to Bhutan.
Was that one of your inspirations for the happiness issue? Is kind of finding your bliss while traveling, and so Bhutan is one of your places to go. It really is, because yeah, I mean, travel and tourism have the potential really to impact the world by bringing a lot of people together, but you want local people to benefit from that. And one measurement that we see more and more is a measurement about happiness and what cultures are happy. That might have to do with the people who live there, but it also is something you experience as a visitor. And so that's why Bhutan sort of rose up. Yes.
And when we saw these lists that put Denmark at the top of the happiest nations on earth, we thought, well, you know, travel makes people happy.
Yes, it does.
And,
it does.
And I think of travel as sort of play for grown-ups, and you get so much out of it. And we thought, well, why not just focus and issue all on happiness? But the various kinds of happiness, not just joy, but bliss is another one. So we have this really cool story about going to a yoga retreat in Tuscany, and it's all
sign
sort
me
of.
up for that.
I know, very.
I'm already finding my bliss. That's
super
great.
namaste.
Yeah.
And that was great. We have a bliss index about wellness activities that go from sort of the very calm and relaxing spa kind of thing to dancing all night until the sun rises on the beach. So,
all of that sounds
blissful.
So amazing. That does sound blissful. Tell me about the National Geographic unique properties around the world.
So these lodges are the best of the best. There are more than 50 of them in the world, and they are managed up to the highest conservation and sustainability standards. And these are truly special places. So one of my favorites is Ashford Castle, which is in County Galway in Ireland, and it's an 800-year-old castle, a medieval castle. It used to be owned by the Guinness family, so you can always get Guinness, but you can say that anywhere in
That's
Ireland.
finding bliss.
So another one that I like is the banyan tree Ringa, which is in Yunnan, China. And there it's not a medieval castle, but instead a number of farmhouses, and you really can engage with the Tibetan culture in these lower hills of the Himalaya.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's all about engagement and experience, and having the opportunity not just to be in a beautiful place, but to meet local people and have a meaningful exchange.
Which I think is the best thing about traveling is learning the culture, seeing how people live all over the world, and finding your bliss while traveling.
I love it.
So George, where can people find out more information about about finding your bliss through traveling?
Well, we did a hashtag challenge, and that's NG Travel Happy, and we've collected thousands and thousands of images so far. And so we're really excited about that because it's part of the Nat Geo photo community, which is the Your Shot photo community. And it's one way we engage with our audience. And so people are traveling all the time, and they're discovering things we don't know about, but that we want to pursue later as stories. So through Your Shot Travel Community, and anyone can log on, it's yourshot.natgeo.com. You can become a member, you can send your images, share them with us. In the next issue of Nat Geo Travel, we have an image that's been submitted by two people from the Czech Republic.
Thank you so much. I know there's so much information. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're giving you our top tips for your next trip on the go, powered by Trivago.com. Don't go anywhere.
Guests of the show stay at the Hilton Garden Inn Fairfax, situated close to the Dulles International Airport and moments from downtown Washington, D.C. Book your stay at fairfax.hgi.com.
Welcome back. It's time for The Go, powered by Trivago, and this week we're taking you to Cancun, Mexico, one of my personal favorite places. I've been more times than I can count. Once you get to Cancun, which is situated on the southeast coast of Mexico, there's more to do than just their famous nightlife. Go stay at the 4-star Nizuc Resort and Spa, top rated by Trivago.com users. Go on a 20-minute ferry ride to Isla Mujeres and check out their downtown shopping, restaurants, and the island sea turtle sanctuary. Go take a day trip down south to Tulum and explore the Mayan ruins, but first, go straight to the beach and order yourself a cocktail and relax.
Next week, we're heading to Western Canada to explore some of what our neighbors to the north have to offer.
Also, we have Dr. Tom King joining us to tell us about a way you can join in on the hunt for Amelia Earhart's final destination.
I am so mesmerized by all of that Amelia Earhart stuff. It's such an
Me too.
interesting,
It should be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.